1895, Henri Becquerel, he is the man with the mustache, discovered that rocks of uranium affected photographic paper. This is the rock of uranium that he looked at, and it is called uranyl nitrate. If you look at it, you can see that it's yellow, but it shouldn't be yellow. That's because it's giving off light. This means that there is some evidence in the rock that this energy is being given off, which affects the paper and which gives out this light. This was first evidence of radioactivity. However, there was no indication of what this energy source was. It was only with the discovery of other radioactive materials that a pattern started to merge. The radiation got sorted into three types. We are going to talk about these. Three types of radiation are: first one, alpha. Alpha radiation is very easily stopped. It's stopped by air. Look, it just goes into the air and stops. Even a piece of paper, if you put a piece of paper in front of alpha radiation, it can't go any further. It's also strongly affected by a magnetic field. So here we've got a whole beam of alpha particles, and these alpha particles are going through a magnetic field. And when they go through the magnetic field, they bend quite a lot. This tells us two things. One, that the heaviest of the radioactive particles, and two, is the most heavily charged type of radiation. The symbol for alpha is the Greek letter alpha. It is not very penetrating. That means if it actually hits something, it stops penetrating, tells you how far it can go through things. The second type of radiation is more difficult to stop. So in other words, it is more penetrating. It is stopped by about a half centimeter of aluminium, and although it's affected by a magnetic field, so remember, the alpha particles bending off to the right, then the beta particles would bend off to the left. This is beta radiation. It's much lighter than alpha radiation, and the particles have a negative charge, as opposed to a +2 charge on the alpha radiation. This is the symbol for beta radiation. The most penetrating of types of radiation is gamma radiation. Gamma radiation goes furthest in air. It goes a long way in there, and also it goes through aluminium. But it will get stopped by lead. Gamma radiation is not a particle like the other two. Gamma radiation is a wave. That means it is just a pure energy which goes up and down as it goes through the air, and because it's got no charge and no mass either, it just keeps on going, and it's very difficult to stop. So gamma radiation is the most penetrating and has no charge and has no mass, and it's not affected by a magnetic field. It has come to my notice that only 64.5% you are subscribers and 35.5% are not subscribed. So I would request them to kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.